Hello and happy new day. A new week lies ahead and I'm going to pick tarot cards to act as advisors for every single star sign for the week that lies ahead. I'm Barbra tarot card reader and astrologer. I had such an overwhelmingly positive response to the previous tarot for the zodiac that I did that I'm going to make it a regular thing, so come back often. Please like, share and comment. There's a timeline below so you can skip to your particular star sign, or you can zero in and look at anybody's star sign so that you could know how they may be acting this week, as well as how you can act to get the best out of your week. Aries, your tarot advisors for the week are the Moon, the Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. And the Moon suggests that you're probably going to find that your intuition is quite pronounced this week. And next to the Queen of Cups, you'll be very, very attuned to what people around you are perhaps thinking and feeling. Now, it's very important to understand that while you may sense what people may be thinking and feeling, you may not always want to be as understanding as possible. So you may have an idea of where people are, but sometimes, there's a part of you that can be quite brash and pushy, and you might at times forget to be as compassionate as you can within your particular parameters in order to create a happy home around you. Remember that your imagination can be extremely creative, so use it to find new and more effective ways to communicate with the people around you so that you can keep your environment as happy and as constructively positive as possible. Taurus, your tarot advisors for the week that lies ahead are the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Page of Wands. Now, these are very interesting cards because they're people, all of different energy combinations here. So the Knight of Wands suggests that you'll be pretty energetic and just focused and motivated and want to get a lot of things done. But the King of Pentacles reversed here suggests that you could sometimes just slide back into the negative side of your sign, which can sometimes be lazy or materialistic or just plain stubborn and uncooperative. So please be aware of that and take your guidance from the Page of Wands wherever you are, whatever you're doing this week. The Page and the Knight always speak about communicating with energy and positivity. So even if you get yourself a little bit stuck in old behavior patterns, call on this energy and use it to ensure that you are a positive and motivating influence in the world around you. Gemini, your tarot advisors for the week are the Lovers. The Lovers is often the card that symbolizes Gemini because you often have a different sense of purpose than what you're willing to admit to. So whenever the Lovers card appears in your cards as an advisor, it says there's always going to be a choice, Gemini. And the Queen of Swords reversed can symbolize your mind that sometimes chooses the darker side. You can be a devil's advocate, you can argue, but you need to choose not to allow the negative side of your nature to take over, but to rather read the signs that the environment is giving you and decide how you're going to choose to use the power of your mind, because the power of the mind translates into words which can hurt or heal. So the Eight of Swords suggests that while you might feel very frustrated, the choice is always going to be yours, how you use the power of your words in your mind. Cancer, your tarot advisors for the week are the Ace of Swords reversed, the Six of Cups reversed, and the Star reversed. Now, don't you go worrying about all these reversed cards. The Ace of Swords is the card that speaks about how you use your mind. And when it's reversed, you may find it difficult to actually speak about your real feelings. Now, you can get extremely emotional. The Six of Cups reverse suggests that you may be really feeling the loss or the lack of physical contact with your family. And it doesn't mean that you are not in contact with the people around you. You may have family members with you, but you may find your thoughts going to people that you haven't seen for ages. So the sentimental side of your nature is going to be very strong this week. And the Star card reversed is a card that suggests that you are going to be thinking very, very strongly about how important other people are to your sense of well-being. And hopefully, as you establish more and more of this, it will just bring out the loving and compassionate side of your nature so that you can continue to be a very caring and a person who's always in contact with the ones that really make your life very special. Really nice cards to have. Leo, your tarot advisors for the week are the Ace of Cups, Temperance, and the Page of Cups. Now, this is really so nice. I love the Ace of Cups. It's a card that holds out opportunities for new emotional connection, falling in love, or just enjoying life. So this is a really nice card to have. And the center card here, the Temperance card, suggests that you're probably going to be the one who tries to keep things in balance. The Page of Cups can sometimes indicate younger people or people who are learning. So you might find that you're maybe perhaps a little frustrated with the way that things go. And it may be quite a challenge to remind yourself how much of life you love and how much of other people you love and how you can bring about a balance rather than just expecting everybody else to do their share. These are really nice cards to have for anyone who works in a cooperative environment. And as long as you remember that Leo rules the heart. So when Leo people come from the heart, you can create such a wonderful environment around you. Let the Ace of Cups be your guide for this week to create plenty of harmony and balance. Virgo, your tarot advisors for the week are the Ace of Pentacles. And that's really nice because the Pentacles resonate very much with the earth signs. So Ace of Pentacles is a sign of something new, some improvement, a new resolve to do things, whether it's moving into your job or even just getting stuck into some chores around the house and getting yourself fit. The second card is the Fool, and the Fool always suggests starting with an open mind. So whatever new opportunities come along, Virgo, stay open to them. Yes, and you might sometimes worry if you're doing the right thing or making the right decision or acting in the most appropriate manner or dressing or appearing to be in the right frame of mind. These two cards suggest that don't worry, you'll do that, because the Seven of Cups reversed here suggests that you'll be seeing things clearly and objectively, and you'll be more than willing to move away from challenging things and to mobilize your creative energy in a more positive and outgoing manner. So this could be a very, very nice week for you if you pay attention to what the cards suggest. Libra, your tarot advisors for the week are the Five of Wands reversed. Now, this is a card of challenge and conflict, and as we know, you say you don't like conflict, but when things aren't right, you'll speak up and you'll stir up things just to bring them back into harmony. Do remember, any conflicts that you enter into, you're probably going to be outwitted by the people around you, or just find that you have no idea what it's all about. So the Five of Wands reversed always says, choose your battles carefully. You don't always have to battle. Oh, yes, my goodness me. And the next card, the Tower card, actually rules the sign of Aries opposite you. And so the energy of the Tower struck by lightning suggests that any arguments that you get involved in are not going to work out happily. So while something may need to be cleared, if there is a disagreement, try and resolve it with as much of your natural inborn tact and diplomacy. The Four of Swords reversed suggests that if there is an argument, if things aren't dealt with properly, you might find that you can create a sense of truce or some kind of cooperation. But remember that there are issues that do need to be discussed, but if you can manage to have the discussion without any aggression, that'll be a tremendous triumph for you. Scorpio, your tarot advisors for the week are the Six of Swords. This card often comes along when somebody is you just wish things would be over. You wish you were there already. It's been such a long journey. But the Six of Swords suggests that your environment should be a little more peaceful than it has been for a while. And this may be a good thing because the Eight of Cups suggests that you've probably been taking things quite seriously, and you know how much pressure you can put on yourself to do things perfectly or to really get to the truth. And if there have been things that you just couldn't fix the last couple of weeks, the Eight of Cups suggests that sometimes you want to just step away from the things that you can't fix and rather focus on the things where you do have some power. Now, the Queen of Pentacles reversed here suggests that sometimes the only thing you can do is to look at what is possible for you, not probable, whatever, but possible, without getting negative, because the Queen of Pentacles is very much a physical person. So if there are things that you couldn't fix, the Queen of Pentacles may say, yes, you have to admit that something's broken or something hasn't been working, but that it's temporary because things change. These two cards are cards of movement. So whatever you couldn't fix before, you'll probably get a second chance, but just don't mess it up by harping on things, because you know you can. Rather look at the positive and the constructive things so that you can keep things moving in the right direction. Sagittarius, your tarot advisors for the week are the Three of Swords reversed, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the Devil. Now, my goodness me. The Three of Swords is a card that suggests that you've probably been through a time of great turmoil, and you're probably starting to accept where you are, and maybe you don't always like it, but you could actually, with the power of your mind to look at the bigger picture, you're probably starting to see a pattern emerging that can work to guide you ahead. The Eight of Pentacles reversed is the card that suggests there may be some things that you're overdoing or not doing enough of, and that's for you to understand in your particular circumstances. And the Devil here suggests that no matter how difficult things have been, there's actually no way to cut any corners. So you need to clarify what needs to be done, what you can do. And while the Devil may look as if he's quite scary, he says, you know what, you got to be practical. So all of these things that you've been looking at and trying to resolve, if you've not been looking at the practicalities of your contribution, your action, and your real motives, you may find that just slowing yourself down and looking at what hasn't been working, you may find that your intuition kicks in and you start to see a better and more practical way to deal with some of these things that may be difficult. The Three of Swords is often an indication that there may have been some disagreements, old disagreements, and with your positive approach, it might be possible to actually resolve these things that have been left dangling and turn it around and keep things moving in a more practical way. But there are no shortcuts, so don't dodge the issues. Tackle them. You'll be very pleased with yourself when you do. Capricorn, your tarot advisors for the week that lies ahead are the Seven of Wands. Now, when the Seven of Wands, which is a fairly active, busy, and almost combative card, comes up as a beginning card, it suggests that you may have felt a little bit out of your depth. You may have felt like you're just pushing the elephant uphill and you're just really so tired of the whole battle. So let's see what the other cards suggest. The Two of Pentacles suggests that sometimes your ability to be really good at everything you do may mean that you take on a lot of things, and these two cards are suggesting that you might get to a point where you actually have to decide what you're going to do, what you can't do, and rather focus on what's going to be working for you. But there'll be plenty of balls to juggle in your life. The Knight of Cups as an outcome card suggests that when you figured out what you really can prioritize, you should find that you are filled with a sense of energy and drive again, and that you actually enjoy whatever you have to deal with. Now, enjoy is the big word for Capricorns, because you can get dreadfully serious sometimes about life. So remind yourself not to be a wet blanket, and find the things that make you feel enthusiastic and happy, and do some of them. Aquarius, your tarot advisors for the week are the Knight of Swords, and he speaks about taking the brave step, taking the initiative, moving ahead, pushing, promoting, getting something done, putting all those ideas down on paper. The Knight of Swords says things are going to be moving quickly around you, so communications, discussions, and planning is going to be of the utmost importance. The Page of Pentacles is a card that suggests you may either be thinking or talking about things to do with children, perhaps as in education or health in some way. But the Page of Pentacles for you also suggests that you can be a very airy person, and you're known as an airhead. But the Page of Pentacles says bring those thoughts down and start to put them into a constructive and practical plan. You may find that you discover even more ways to be creative. And the Empress reversed here suggests that when you've clarified what you can do and how you can put it into practice, it'll help you to not be too distracted. But the Empress comes along as a warning, and she says that sometimes ideas can sidetrack you from actually getting things done. So pay attention to a warning and be creative, but try and keep everything within the confines. As in a garden, sometimes a garden just needs a little fence. Pisces, your tarot advisors for the week that lies ahead are the Emperor. Now just look at him. He's got the sense of control and authority that you sometimes wish you had. Being a mutable sign, you can sometimes be all over the place, and the Emperor says, just stop, structure things properly, because without a plan, nothing moves ahead. The Ten of Wands, as you can see, this is a man carrying a lot of sticks, and in tarot it means somebody's having to do the work, and it's a lot of responsibility. So you may find that you've structured things, but you realize that there are things you need to do. So whatever you need to do, go back to that structure and prioritize it so that you don't overload yourself with too many high expectations that make it difficult to deliver or to fulfill the things that you want to do or that you promised to do. The Wheel of Fortune reverse suggests that things are likely to change. So while you may make plans and have a strategy for something, remember to keep your plans fairly open-ended, because if something unexpected does develop, you don't want to be caught completely off guard. So have a plan A, plan B, and a plan C, just in case of unexpected change. And as always, do remember to like, share, and comment, and let me know if there's something that you'd like me to look at in the tarot cards.